almost feels that we're fucking astronauts and we're about to lift off, and I'm shitting myself as much as an astronaut would be lifting off.
100%.
Okay. I don't think I'm not shitting myself that much.
No. We're gonna fly today, boys.
Right.
Okay, right, so 3, 2, 1. Alright, how's it going? Welcome back to episode 3 of Disco Saloon. Episode 3?
Yes.
Woo!
They
said there would be days like this. They said there would be days like this. Anyway,
This is what it takes.
for the special episode 3, I'm joined by Aaron, aka Beanstalk, aka the cross-house cat fucker.
What he does in his spare time.
I've got Bradley to my right, aka Chesney, aka Young Democratic Republic of the Congo.
I'll take that. I heard what you got.
And then I've got Jay as well. So, Bradley, do you ever think about God?
Oh, now that's a bag of nuts. I mean, one of the three things don't talk about the dinner table, but this is not a dinner table.
It's not so much of what your opinion of him is, it's like, do you think about him?
When I was younger, we went to a church. I can never remember what kind of church it was called, man, but it's one of the ones that isn't Catholic, it isn't Protestant. It's like
non-denominational.
that one, maybe. Aye, but I kind of believed in God growing up. I guess I still believe in, like, there's a chance there's something else, but I'm not quite like going to be showing up at folks' doorsteps, if that makes sense. Like, trying to sell God.
Like, no missionary settings.
No. It's not like I couldn't give my life to something that I don't know if it exists, do you know what I mean? But I'm completely alright if folk like want to live that life, do you know what I mean?
Getting who are sound? Salvation Army. They're boys, man.
They guys.
Sound.
Absolute guys, man. They've got like brass bands and all that. They play at ceremonies.
What?
It's class, man. Holly's
I didn't know that.
Holly's grandpa was like the best cornet player in East Redfordshire.
What a title.
Like,
Get that plaque on a bench now.
Like the militant wing of the of the Christian
Oh my god, man.
faith, man. So good.
What about Mormons?
You asking me if I heard about Mormons?
Yeah.
True.
I think you might.
There's a TV show
Oh.
with Andrew Garfield in it. It's called
Under the Banner of Heaven.
Under the Banner of Heaven.
Yeah.
FX. It's so good. He plays like this like pure Southern American Mormon guy, and like he's like a detective, but I think, and he has to like go through his faith, like whilst like discovering all that. It's so good. It's on Disney Plus. Get it watched. I'm telling you, I watched it one day. It was so good.
And that's Under the Banner of Heaven.
Under the Banner
So
of Heaven. The
is-
title is brilliant. I know,
Is
man.
he a Mormon?
He's a Mormon. Aye.
Oh, he's a Mormon. So they
He
believe
is a Mormon, innit? He's a Mormon.
they believe in the Book of Mormon.
Yeah,
Aye.
it's a Church of the Latter-day Saints.
So like,
Aye.
they're waiting for Christ to come down and ruin the world.
It's all in Salt Lake City in Utah as well.
Oh, because
'Cause
Louis Theroux done a
Aye.
documentary when he went and interviewed, and they were all like throwing bricks at cars and all that because folk wouldn't believe.
Because Cardle
Man-
played with a
mental.
band for Salt Lake City called Crooked Kings.
So,
And 3 of them were like recovering Mormons. Like they managed to get out the church and they got banned for their families and that. But
Aye.
it's like a thing, you're not allowed to any hot drinks
Is
when
it?
you're a Mormon.
Aye.
And like all 3 of them are baristas now because they were like never got coffee. They were like
That's straight pulling the fingers if I've
like-
ever seen it, man.
like never got coffee until like 25.
That's
mental is
insane,
that?
man. That's insane, man.
Class. Aye, they were
Aye.
sick cunts, so no sound. I like them, man.
I forgot what the original question was now that we're talking about Mormons.
Do you think about God?
Do you think
about God?
The fuck knows, man. Do I think about him or do I believe in him?
What? Aye. How often do you think about God?
How often I like Roman Empire? Surely you think about God more than you think about Roman Empire. Maybe not actually, but roads and that, innit?
No, it's just Romans for me are a general kind of like every couple of months I'm like right into it, whereas when I get into religion it's more like I'm being anti-religious, so like I learn as much as I possibly can just so that I can be like, well, this one says that and that says that, so that means you're both wrong. Which, sorry if MD is actually religious, I'm not actually pure anti. I used to be a wee bit kind of like militant atheist, but I've kind of softened out. I'm a wee bit more spiritual these days. I think about the universe, and for me, I definitely think about God like Mace Knight. See, like post-nut clarity. Like I think about God. I think about
That'll make you
God.
see God.
I think about God a wee bit then, because I'm like, God, if you're up there, I swear I'm a good boy.
So the guilt just ripping at you.
Like just like every last sin in my entire life, every single day, just about. Although I mean, I'm trying to make a concerted effort to go that kind of no nut November setting. I'm not like fully committed to the bit, but I'm like,
I respect the grind.
I'm spiritually involved in it. Like I'm thinking about it. So like that's something in it. Like I'm pondering.
I was going to ask, so like, see, we were talking about the Roman Empire, and obviously I feel like we've all got some sort of interest in the Roman Empire because we might just fill that gap in that type of guy kind of thing. But
guys.
see how they say, folks say, what's your Roman Empire? Like, folk have got a specific niche thing that they think about themselves. Like, a venue's got something that's kind of like catered to you that you're like, I think about that on the reg. A lot of it, like, we could go like the cereal way, whatever, but like something a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's your Roman Empire?
I quite like revenge architecture.
Like, mate, who are you?
For the listeners / viewers, could you give us a brief run through of what revenge architecture
So
is?
it's like when you build something out of spite of somebody else.
So would that be the establishment you would be building in spite of?
Whatever you want to be doing it in spite of. So for an example, so I can't remember the names, but there's like a beautiful like skyscraper that was built in Buenos Aires. That was built by like this woman who was mad rich, but she got rejected from. She married into this family, but the whole family rejected her because they didn't like her. They were old money, she was new money, and to kind of get back to them, she built this skyscraper in front of their house. And they used to be able to look onto their own little personal church in like a garden.
Oh, that is
And she
revenge
blocked
architecture.
the view of the garden.
Oh, aye, like the fucking like folk build like
the hotel, so it blocks folks' pools and
shit.
that.
There's one that film that's coming out, Brutalist, is about that.
Oh, aye.
Aye, it's like a.
What with Brody?
Aye, it's like a Jewish guy that like came through like poverty and stuff, and then he like grew up and I don't know the full story, but they eventually asked him to build. He was like planning a bit of fucking Brooklyn or wherever it is. And he built this huge fucking building, and it's like to represent his hardships and stuff. Mental.
Yeah.
I was thinking about something
Fair
else when you
play,
said
man.
that.
I could definitely get into that, I think.
Honestly, man.
Because I was
It's
going
a
to say
deep
about
dive.
Kelly, but nobody, I mean, it depends how many folk, when most folk will be listening for Kelly, but the Clydesdale Bank,
Yeah.
it's like crazy.
Aye, that is such a good building.
Is that the Glass Bank?
No, the
No.
one running at the bus station.
What, the one that used to be Virgin? Virgin
it's
Bank,
still,
no?
well, it is.
Oh, it is
Aye,
Virgin
it's
Bank,
Virgin
right.
Bank.
What was that? Is
Used
that a
to be
revenge
Virgin.
thing, or is that
No,
just...
but it's like purely
like
brutalist. It's like
Oh,
90s,
right.
fucking
Aye, like
70s.
concrete. But like you don't notice it, but see when you actually just sit and look at it, and it's got little bits that jolt out, and it's like, that doesn't need to be there.
It looks like somebody's like gone to chop something down. Like, see when
Aye.
somebody chops in a tree and it's got the big gap on one side of the tree, but it doesn't fall. It looks like that, but it just holds up. It doesn't fall. That's quite cool, but
I'm really into architecture, man.
Architecture.
maybe that's your
pretty
calling.
cool.
Maybe that's
Aye.
what you're.
I
born
can't draw
to do.
though. I wish I could. I can't draw at all.
Yeah,
Man can always learn, potentially.
But it's like that aspect ratio I can't do. It doesn't compute with me. Like,
No.
see, like my dad can do it. So he's like a civil engineer, so he can like sit and draw like houses for like different aspects. I
So
can't
like
do
drawing
that.
in the 3 and 4D kind
Yeah,
of
pretty
3D.
much. So he can like look at for like a 90-degree angle, or he can look at for like 45. He just knows how to do
Kinda,
it.
Oh, right,
So I
okay.
can't-
conceptually do it in his head.
I can't work it out. Like he can look at it from like an eagle eye view or from the ground. I can't do that at all.
Maybe you could just like, I don't know, write about it or something. I'm sure there's like an
Probably, man.
architecture magazine or something. That'd be quite a cool
that
one.
was always my thing. I wanted to like travel to like European cities and just like look at all the different architecture and then like write about it. There was I remember I wrote an article about Ex Machina.
We spoke about this at
and,
Danny's
like-
wedding. Aye.
I researched the architecture and how that plays a part, and like because the layer where he like is based,
Aye.
like the architecture of that building, it's like foreboding, and
Aye, no.
it gives off like
The
an
way it
energy, and it's like just
looks out
importance.
into nature and stuff at certain
Aye.
points. The way I do know, I've definitely watched some video analysis of Ex Machina that suggested
It's good,
similar
man.
things.
That is really
Aye.
good.
It's like a character in itself, like
Mhm.
the place where he's got like his lab and that's like part of it.
Architecture.
I like see that. Sorry if I would just to continue, but and again, it's pure like maybe I'm just a pure pop person. Like I'm just so like everyday. but there's that building, like the church in Barcelona that's been getting built for years and years.
Familiar.
I need to see that at some point because that looks mental,
it's
man.
wild, man. Like
Have you seen it? You've been to Barcelona to see it?
I went to Barcelona. But the mental thing is like, so you can see it from like it's like the Gaudi Palace, which is like where all his like architectural works is, and you can see it from down there. But as you're walking down there, it's like all these like mad like modern and like old school like architectures on the way there. Like it's such an insane part of the city. Like it's wild. But then actually seeing it in the flesh, you're like, fucking, it's huge. It's so big you can't actually see anything.
I think obviously I've only seen photos and stuff like that, but it just looks so like, it doesn't look real. Do you know what I mean? It looks like, it looks mythical.
But then it's like, it's mad. You turn around, there's like a fucking McDonald's there.
They're everywhere,
and
man.
it's like, there's just hundreds of wains like screaming. It's like, this is actually kind of shite. I'm just going to go back up the hill. I'm just going to go to the new camp, man. It's much better.
Dale's got a Roman Empire. Something
Do you want
kind
to
of niche. Almost a niche hobby,
I think we need to start talking about somebody wiping their ass with their horns, man.
Well, actually, that's my Roman Empire. So, open your ears.
I like fucking scurrying your ass along the flare like Gary Lineker. It was, I don't know, man. I get serial. Well, I've already talked about serial watching, so I don't know how much made I've actually. Roman Empire, something I think about every day. Fuck everybody. Can that be a Roman Empire? Like, my Roman Empire's just been annoyed as fuck and thinking about how annoyed I am about things and just walking about and going, I'm looking at folk and I'm going, couldn't they've just got it so easy? Look at them. There's not enough folk going through them. And I'm walking about going, why am I so annoyed and thinking about everything? And then I look at somebody like that, just walking down the street, and I was like, they've got to their work and they look just pure normal, and I'm going to my work, and I was like, I could honestly just
jump down a flight of stairs or 7.
And it's like, it's mental. So that's my Roman Empire. Judging everybody else looking at them and going, it must be so easy to be them.
I like that one.
It's good. It's probably relatable to a lot of folk. I was going to say, have you saw the meme of the one where it's like, you tried to be like funny in school, but there's some lassie that said 2 words and now she's like a millionaire, the Hawk Tour lassie. You're having to actual sweat your ass for a 95, and some lassie went Hawk Tour on some guy's interview and now she's a millionaire. And honestly, man.
The ones we like and all, but it's like a video for a film, and it'll be like, it's normally the one for Interstellar, but it'll be like somebody crying behind a car wheel or something. It's like me driving to work at 6 a.m. if I had to be the funny guy in school.
It's the best thing ever, man. It's so good, man.
Cracked a couple of jokes at school. Now you're driving to work at 5:30. Like, I hate myself. Like, why? Or just to be the funny guy at school. But hate
getting sent out of class, no, my credit score's fucked. You know what I mean? That's what it's like, man. Honestly.
But Roman Empire, I don't know.
It's a weird one, and it cause we've spoke about hobbies and stuff like that. It kind of is like a hobby thing, but
fuck every day. That's mine.
Aye, I like that.
I'm currently searching the depths of my soul, trying to figure out what mine is. I'm erring towards, which you just mentioned, the film Interstellar, purely because it's like a daily. For me, it's like it's just like a daily thing, like, and it's played. You've got one.
Aye, no, sorry.
Aye, but it's played a key role in my emotional development as an adult, and I just greet any time I watch it, and that is my release. It is peak shit. Like, it's unreal. Like, I love it.
Don't let me leave, Merv.
Don't let me leave, Merv.
It said stay there.
I was maybe coming at this at the wrong angle, because mine's probably then should have been something like Prince Egypt or something like that.
No, because I would say that
we can go there. Do you know what I mean?
Fuck, man. I will go there in episode 10 when.
Aye. Because you could wax lyrical to no end.
McKeff might just be smarter than us, know what I mean? We're just like, no, that film, not really, because that's where I've went to. Do you know what I mean? But
it was either that or like pizzas for me. Like, that's like the two. And me and you both delved that area, man, many a time. Like, pizzas played such a huge role in my life, and I was after them for months there.
That's sizzle.
I was half.
I was after. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I was half it, but I was half the pizzas.
It's funny because I mind Jay told us that he said the exact same line to us about 4 years ago, going, "No, I need to go to Sizzles Anonymous," because he was eating the Sizzles Fiesta. He was on about 3-4 a week.
Too good, man. Like you
Too
see
good.
cord wheels and you start thinking about pepperonis, man.
Aye, 100%, man.
Locked in the pan, spicy mince. Oh.
Like, and it's not even good pizza. Like, as the pizzas are good pizzas, but it's not like, a Domino's or getting a takeaway. And like, no, it's a Pizzano or whatever.
It's not like that, Samore. And
We're not in flying out to Italy on the chartered jet to get fucking some $50 shit, man. Like, no way.
You should probably go to like Napoli or something, try some Napoli
I'd be like,
pizza and be like,
piss.
this is stinking. What's a Domino's like,
We would
man?
either say it's stinking or we'd have our heads blown off.
I'm needing that greasy boy, like the fucking Domino's, like the grease.
Aye, all
Don't
the
get me
ones
brick.
where you first take them out and they're frozen and you go doing, like, dink that bit of metal off the table.
100%.
That's the good shit right there, boy. Doing. Anyway, we'll shut up a bit. Well, I'll shut up.
Aye, but I will as well. You can take centre stage.
Right, well, what I was thinking, because you was thinking about films and you were talking about Interstellar and pizza, mine's is probably Spider-Man. If I'm actually going like
Spider-Man 3 to be specific.
Spider-Man 3 Pro. That see when I say that shit gets me like a wall. I mean, actually, the bricks of bricks. Honestly, it gets me, man. I'm cement. It gets me, man. And like the art's just good. Folk hate Spider-Man 3, by the way. It's absolutely keep
No,
doing.
see when he's doing the.
Oh mate,
Like
no!
the
When he's
clicks.
doing honestly, man,
Oh,
it's
man.
the bit, and he's doing the spin and the suit, and the lassies are looking at him like, "Who do you think you are?" I'm like, "That's Tobey Maguire, man. That's the Spider-Man with the black suit."
Have you seen the video where they post that without the music? And it's
Oh, it's the most cringy thing ever.
It's like the sound he shows.
Oh,
in
it's
the
so
pavement.
bad. Yeah, and it's just it's so bad, man.
So good, man.
But I think just Spider-Man in general. The first one's probably my favourite film. The third one like gets me like. Maybe I like it more because like I watched that a lot when I was younger, and like folk don't like that one as much. So I'm like, no, Spider-Man 3, yeah. And see that the transition like him like Bully Maguire. The Bully Maguire meme is just the best thing. I mean looking at like a Bully Maguire phone case once. I ended up buying like an air one, but I was like, Ken, I could just get like. What is it? It says, I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye. Honestly, man, I'll get that tattooed on my back. I'll do it. Honestly, man, it's so good. By Spider-Man's get sucked in the first one. Willem Dafoe, like probably my favourite actor. Solely Faye, half Green Goblin, like just everything's so good, man. I
Mike,
can recite it. Like
Do you remember the last time me and you watched Spider-Man together and we were in the cinema and we paid money to go and see it, the first one? And we could have, they be absolute.
Oh man, there was about 28-year-olds kicking about in the
Could
right
have volleyed every last one of them
Could
through
have
the screen.
Could have volleyed them like a size 5 mitre out the cinema, man. It was
100%.
terrible. And I celebrate it after. But honestly, there was 2 wee boys behind me and Aaron that were about 14 that just kept going, oh yeah, like making noises every time Kirsten Dunst came on the screen, because we were got to see like a re-release of Spider-Man. We were obviously like, we need to go and see this. And then there was like an air group of boys behind us, like six like 20-year-old guys. And we were all looking at each other like, what do we do? And we only got to go and speak to one of the staff, because we're like, right, we're not that old. We're not the guys that go and speak to staff to get 2 14-year-old boys out. And there was one point where they said something, and their guy walked up to him, and then they done it again, and me and Aaron just walked up, like just both looked at him, like giving him a death stare. Done nothing. Absolutely nothing, man. They kept going, man. Honestly, man, Aunt May's in the bed, like those yellow eyes, like actual like the most dramatic scene ever. And they're like, what were they saying?
She'd get it.
The gran in the bed, man, those yellow eyes. Like, holy moly, man! These ones are built different now,
See
man.
that full story, I couldn't stop thinking about. I think I've got a Roman Empire for you, and it's backs.
Bags.
You like saying backs,
You
actually.
like talking about backs. You said you're going to get something tattooed in your back, and then last week you said you'd seen his back.
Maybe I've just got a back king.
Back kink.
Back king. I've never thought.
Back kink.
I think I've maybe just dug you a hole there. Like,
Aye, like you've just opened a big crevice in my head, man. Just that open, like something's latched and it's just ripped the hinges off, like backs, and it's just I'm gone.
You're going, baby, got back.
Aye, I'm going back in my head, just reeling back the years.
So what? Can that we get that full conversation out of him asking you if you liked God? If
you like God? Do you think about God? We didn't even talk about God.
Again, we are
things.
mildly unhinged with it, but like I enjoy that.
Yeah.
100%.
It's a bit
we didn't
chaos.
ask you if you believe in God, did we?
No.
Do you
aye.
believe in God? Or do you?
Do you
Well, the
think?
question is, do you think about God?
Aye.
See, I think about God in the sense that the sun is the God. Like you can't even look at the sun.
No, you
can't even
can't.
look at it.
No. Right, that's all, folks. We've
Figured it out.
Figured it out. That's that. Yeah.
I actually just I was watching a video the other day, and you were saying about the sun being a god and how most of the cultures
They used to
all
believe
worship the god and the sun and as a god. And technically, the sun gives everything here its life. So, like in that sense, it is a god. But then this guy was saying that the sun might be conscious, like as in
I
like,
think it is, man.
like as in like,
Peel back the layers, man, and let me in.
aye.
I think it may be.
Mate, basically what he was arguing was that there's hundreds of electrical activity in the sun, obviously, like with the solar flares and all the all the composition. There's hundreds of electricity there, and technically in our brains, it's the electricity that moves, that allows your
that would make
consciousness to
sense
happen.
if you look at it in that
So,
way.
This is
but
what I'm chatting, man.
it gets a bit woo woo once it goes like, because the guy, because the guy's hitting it where he's like, aye, what if the sun but like just like watches Earth and then like hits us with a solar flare when he can't be bothered, like, like he's choosing when he hit us with that big daddy flare and like wipe us out or no, like, and it's kind of, it gets a wee bit, but then it's like a plant technically you could argue is conscious because it will move to face the sun.
True.
Like, whether it's like hinking, oh fuck, I better grow that way, man. I need to really be facing that big yellow bastard up there.
I better be up for the sun tomorrow, man.
I better be up for
Gonna
it.
be bottling my shift.
But obviously, our consciousness works through our senses, and then it's like our brain computing all that together into like one kind of like hang. So, don't know. Maybe the sun's conscious, but in a different way. Like, just like, are yous getting fried today or no? Like, like hinking about us. So it is, but sorry, I just pure stole that.
It's called something like biocentrism.
It is, aye, that's exactly. I think that's exactly what it's called.
Robert Lanza, the guy that did it.
Aye,
And have you ever seen him?
I think that's
So
the
he's like,
video I watched.
he's like 80 years old, but he looks about 45.
He went and practiced as a monk for like years.
He's
and all
like
that.
he's like found like the key to like life or something because he's like not aged in the last 30 years or something. Cracked, man.
I'm game as fuck for God.
Aye, wait, no.
I know. Right, see when I was like being like, see when I was younger,
Pure.
I was like pure just thought I was mint.
I was pure anti-Christ.
I was
Aye.
like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Militant atheist, no?
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. See, since about I would say about 4 years ago, I decided, I think I'm more just agnostic.
Aye.
I'm open
That's
to the
my vibe.
opportunity that I actually don't know the answer to that question.
I
It
think
could be
that's.
something.
I think it's like I genuinely think it's like a maturity thing. Like as you get older, you realise, oh, actually, I know fuck all about the world. I've barely even left my hometown. Like, who am I to say
Aye.
whether there's a creator or no or whatever?
When you're
And
younger, you just think you're right.
you just think you're fucking, and I still do a lot of the time, and it's a proper issue like that I've took years to try and unfurrow and parry it is like that pure like being a pure staunch like
It's like that kind
atheist.
of like edgy teenager.
Aye, it's like angst. It's like I know better.
They
and
say
it's
that as
like,
folk get older, they like have like a kind of ego death, don't they? Like they don't think about themselves and what benefits themselves. It's more about the bigger picture.
life starts kicking your ass. See when you're like
Oh,
that
aye, does
age,
it,
you just think like, oh well, the world, everything's just provided for me and and it's whatever. Like you've got this like soft sense of the world, then you go into the real hang, and it's like managers down your throat, and you're like, ah man, I could slap you, but then I'd have no job, then I'd have no car, then I'd have no prospects, and then my life would be a mess. So like,
Aye, and I don't believe in God.
aye.
So where am I then?
Aye, it's like, and maybe sometimes like one thing as well, like the older you get, the more likelihood that someday of like folk in your family passing or whatever, and then like in their moments whether you believe in a God or no, you might look to something higher than yourself.
That's what I think.
It's
Like,
comfort in it. I think that's,
Aye.
a lot of folks find comfort in it. Do you know what I mean? It's
definitely.
having faith that things are going to be all right.
Aye.
It's not actually about going, oh, there's God that controls things, and if we don't do a certain thing, we're going to, everything's going to crumble and everything's going to go on fire, and I'm going to go to hell and all this. It's more having like, I believe that something's going to be all right. Do you know what I mean?
Aye,
At least that's the way I kind of look at it.
So you find God in your deathbed because it's like, well, you need something.
I think
to
so.
keep yourself
I feel like because I remember when I was that pure militant way, also thinking, but like, see if like I knew I had 6 months to live, I'd probably find a way to make peace with the big man. Like, because just in
falling
case,
back.
100%.
I think we, like human beings, we can't actually conceptualize the idea of no existing. So the fact that we almost have to externalize it to make it normalized in our brains.
I watched a whole video about that, but like we'll go into that in a wee bit. But we're going to wrap up for part 1 just now on a high note. Aye,
on a high note. I don't know.
Sure, is that time already?
Yep. Wrap for now. We'll be back in a minute.
Wrap that stuff up.
Alright, welcome back. We just had a wee short break. So let's get cracked into it. Has anyone got like a mad ghost story or something?
I actually do have a ghost story that I could share with you.
Go for it.
Spooky season.
Spooky season. Right, so this would have been, I would say, when I was like 8 or 9. Right, me and Bradley shared a room. We stayed in my ma's house. She still stays in the same house, so I do have to relive this trauma every now and then. But basically, what happened was, me and Bradley were in bunk beds, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was like, I need a pish. So, naturally, what do? You climb off the bunk bed, and you go and do a pish, right?
I don't know if I've heard this, but have I heard this?
Aye, you will have heard
Right,
it.
okay.
So, it's like pitch dark, obviously, middle of the night, don't know what time it was. I don't even think I had a phone at that point, nothing like that. So it was just like back when you used to raw dog life, like just you would like straight raw dog, like nae tech, nae nothing, nae lights, man. And if you put the lights on, you're waking up the house, then you're eating your air scalp. So that wasn't happening, right? Anyway, to the wee creepy bit. So as I went to the door, so down my bunk bed, and it creaks and creaks and creaks, and I walked round, and I was just like obviously in a wee daze, and as I got to the edge of the door, there was almost like a white glow outside my bedroom door. Like just like a faint white glow, almost like a light, but no light. So obviously I'm like, and I swear to God, and to this day, I don't know whether like what it was, or like if it's one of these weird like dreams in a dream and whatever, however you want to explain it. But I swear to God, when I looked round that corner, right, there was like a wee like lassie there, and she was just like pale white dress, like with kind of dark hair, like black hair, just stunning in the middle of the hall, just staring straight at me with like this white glow coming off her, like, and just in the hall. I swear to God, like I'm thinking about it now, and I'm getting that kind of like that weirdness.
I feel like you did tell me this.
100%, because like I was shit feared.
I think I was shit feared too.
Aye, because if I woke up in the middle of the night after, and I didn't obviously pish, I ran and like hid up.
I've heard this because that was the trick. You didn't manage to go to the toilet because you saw this.
I couldn't go to the toilet because I was terrified, and like the white glow never like left until I had fell back asleep. Like it was still out there. I didn't shut the door. Like I just left it. I just ran up
under the covers.
Aye, like just hid.
Aye,
like
right.
And obviously like looking back, and that like real on it. That's like it's a core memory, one of my earliest memories, because my memories piss. Like utterly piss.
So strange. It feels like it's unlocked something in me as well.
100%.
Honestly,
Like you could ask it. Like obviously, I would have told my mom. She would have been.
aye.
I was named in the hall. What are you talking about? But no.
Did you have my light on?
You switching lights on now? Up my lecky bill. That's not what my mom sounds like.
You fucking burning Blackpool eliminations.
Absolute classic, man. But no, I proper creepy. Stuck with me all my days. And I was always feared to go to the hall, and then I would just lie and hold my piss in, man. It was
That's fucked, man.
it was terrifying, man.
I got chills as you were speaking. I don't know if it's headphones, but it made me feel like
as you were listening in, catching some of that. Or I mean, there was one time, it's not quite the same with you, but in the same house, and you went into the toilet and you said there was sharks.
There was a shark hanging out the pan.
In the toilet pan. And you were terrified, like greeting them, sure, like saying there was sharks.
It kind of is a ghost story, ghost sharks.
It must have been run about the same time. Came it might have been like you'd had this experience and something was growing and whatever, and then I was like it. But I mind I had like a toy shark that I went to sleep with. It was like a rubber shark.
Aye, I think so.
And there was like, there's like a few nightmares and all that I had in that house when we shared.
Fuck it, they get yourself a shark.
Honestly, man,
pure smelt like rubber.
What, the sharks?
Aye, like pure, like they toys. And
I mean,
just
like
smell
you,
like a mask.
Aye, like defo made in China somewhere,
Straight
man.
latex.
Aye, straight latex. But I think I went to go to the toilet, and I thought there was a shark like coming out the toilet.
Aye.
Aye.
I wonder if you were ill when you were having one of the fever things. Do you know, like
I might have been.
Or
Aye.
maybe you just wanted attention like normal.
No, honestly, like, see when you say that, 'cause obviously, I don't think, I do remember that being a hang button just being fear. Because mine was, I know a story I had, there was like a hang that I saw a witch or something as well. Was there no hang about a witch? There's something in my head that, see when you said about the shark pan,
Aye.
it reminds me of something to do with a witch.
I've got one question. And it's what I was thinking. Was the shark like Jaws, or was it like Bruce for Finding Nemo, or was it like Lenny for
Good
Shark
question.
Tale? Or was there no actually a description of a shark? It was just a fin.
No, they're definitely. I've in my head, like, because this would have been what 6 or 7.
Aye.
So this is like a memory that I've no thought about in about 19 years. I do remember hanging because I feel like I remember saying to Shannon or something like that. Like,
I just remember you greeting.
Aye.
There was a shark in the toilet.
Aye, there was a shark in the toilet. Aye.
There's a shark in the
I don't
water.
know. I feel like I remember it just being like a kind of maybe like a Jaws type thing, but like a weird kind of shark. I don't know, man.
So wasn't it going?
Aye, it wasn't going doing it. Aye. Aye, it wasn't sniffing my piss like it was the blood in Finding Nemo. No.
You still scared of sharks? Are you
No,
not gonna
I don't mind sharks. That's kind of. I had a shark keyring as well that like I had on something, and I used to sleep with that too. So I don't know if it was. I used to have a wee shark keyring.
Aye. I had photo and a shark there, Victor Crumb.
Yeah, maybe it was we went and seen No, maybe I went and seen Harry Potter and
That would have
Goblet
been
of Fire.
That would have been a bit same year.
I had been a bit.
2007, I'm sure.
I'd have been about 6.
Not a
Aye.
bad call, actually.
Aye. Goblet of Fire, I think was 05.
He's actually quite kind of scary in that as well.
Aye, when he was
goes
doing the
kinda
hang.
bushes, you know.
Aye, that food scene when they go under the water and stuff in Goblet of Fire is kind of freaky. The thing that, see when you were saying about the glowing hang, Aaron, it reminded me. There was a thing that used to, I kind of ghost stories and that, but there was an episode of The Simpsons that used to freak me right out.
Oh, with Mr. Burns?
With Mr. Burns coming out of the
Aye.
forest. And it's got X-Files music. I don't know what it does. Even now I'd watch it. It's like Lavender Town at Pokemon as well. It kind of freaks me. But that scene, I mind watching it like, no, I don't like this, man. This doesn't make me feel good at all, man.
It reminded me of the Treehouse of Horrors as well.
I watched
so
an
good.
episode of that the other day that still
Right,
slaps.
The Nightmare on Elm Street one is so good. When Martin Prince like dies, and he's on the bed, and he's like, cover him up, don't show the children. And then as they're taking him away, the sheet gets caught, and it just takes on his hat.
See when you said the Pokemon thing there and the Simpsons thing both scared you. It scared me, and I've spoke to one person about this before, but there might be folk, right? There's 2 episodes of the Teletubbies that are the freakiest, and I watched them back not that long ago, and they're still fucked up. They're
Is
really
there?
fucked up. Aye. One is and these animals get wheeled out. It's a big lion and like a big fucking, it's like an elephant or something. They're huge big wooden structures, right?
Right.
But it's like you see the hills and it'll be like, it's like, the lion's coming, everybody hide, and it's like it all goes quiet near the hills. It's this big wooden fucking tiger with its lion, and its eyes fucking swirl around, its tongue swirls around, and it's like, and it comes up and goes, Wah! And I swear to God, still watching it now, I still go, holy fuck, that's like, see if that was outside your house, you'd be like, fuck that, like honestly,
Lock the doors, man.
honestly, I'll need to show you that. You need to watch it. It's fucked.
Send that across.
And I watched it not long ago, and I was like, that is fucking horrific. Like I've no idea what it's because it goes like it roars and you're like, fuck, that's awful loud, but then it appears and it's like this like weird looking thing and goes and you're like, okay. The second one that's not really scary but it's freaky is like it's this house and it's a wee guy going about and switching the lights off.
Sounds creepy, man.
It's like a house where
those lights off.
the four windies are there, and it's like the guy will go along to one window and he'll switch the light on, and he's like singing this off a creepy, like almost like a lullaby thing. It's no good, man. You can just see his shadow in the window. Weird.
That's got uncanny valley.
Honestly, I watched both them back because I was like, are these going to be as scary as the one when I was younger? And I was like, these are still terrifying. Like they're weird. They're so weird.
That's like do you mind the rhino clouds at James and the Giant Peach? It used to freak me the right
That's peak.
I watched it recently, but like maybe 6 months ago, a year ago. Wasn't that scary? I was like, all right. What was a fairy? But I could get why, like the music and that, like it was the fact that like that uncanny valley, like it made the shape of a rhino, but it wasn't completely a rhino. Do you know what I mean? Like so, you like as a way, and you just make up the image or whatever it was that was scarier. Aye, it was quite scary.
See, since you brought it up, I'm assuming you've got a ghost
story. Do you know I've not got like an apparition story, but I think the closest I've got is like there was like a bedroom in my house. So me, my brother, and my sister all at one point stayed in this bedroom, and it was like part of like the old part of the house. So the house got built on, extended onto like this part.
Oh right, okay.
And we've all had like really strange experiences in it. So like it's always super super cold, like freezing cold all the time. Like it doesn't even matter if you put the radio on or that. And that's why I used to get all these like insane dreams. Like I had like this insane dream about a guy in a bunny costume that used to like haunt me, and I'm still kind of scared of like. See, when I watched Donnie Darko,
I was going to say Donnie Darko,
and that's my favourite film, but it's because the guy's in a bunny suit, and I've got like a weird infatuation with guys in bunny suits. They
it like
fucking
tickles
scare
you in a proper
like,
weird way.
Like Rabbits by David Lynch as well. That fucks with me like so hard. Have you ever seen that?
I've not seen it. No.
But I watched that. I mean, that'd scare you anyway because it's fucked.
Bunnies are kind of creepy for some reason.
they
See when they like kind of like even in like see
Watership Down.
Watership Down. Aye. It was strange, man.
But so me, my brother, and my sister have all had like separate weird experiences. So like my sister said she heard, she could see like a hand coming out the curtain once, and then my brother said he heard like really deep breathing in the corner of the room one night, like really heavy deep.
Fuck
breathing.
that.
But it's weird.
Fuck that
and, like,
shit, I'm out.
The two of them have like had like weird dreams and shit in that same room.
Aye.
But as soon as you move out that room, like we've been fine.
Everything's fine.
So that I've never actually had like a ghost story, but that's like the closest I've got.
I don't know, man. I've always kind of been like, honestly, I don't know if it's a defense mechanism or something. But when I was younger, definitely I had different ones that I probably just can't remember. Like the thing with the sharks, I wouldn't have thought of that if I'd have never said anything. But like I'm very like anti-ghost, don't believe they exist.
I don't believe
I also don't.
Because in my head I go, well, there is folk that have actual medical conditions where they hear voices and see things, and we go, oh, maybe there's something there, and it's like, well, maybe you're just suffering for something. And we can also like create images that aren't there for trauma as defense mechanism. It just maybe it's too scientific, but I just die.
Well, it's like folk that get like psychosis and they think they've got bugs underneath their skin.
Aye, man.
It's like they actually genuinely believe there's bugs living under their skin. It's just psychosis.
It's absolutely insane. But I don't really have any like actual ghost stories.
Like I love ghost stories. I love hearing about folk getting like scared and that.
Getting the actual thing in.
Aye, that
like,
vibe
gives me like a sense of calm.
There's
something weird about
I'm
it.
pretty
you feel at
certain.
home because of that.
I'm like,
the stuff with the bunny costume and that.
I'm getting shivers thinking about fucking
I'm
rabbits.
sure I've got an air one because I can remember having a conversation and this has happened multiple times, mostly in call centres, like see between calls when you're sitting hanging and like telling ghost stories back and forth like between the calls. But I can't remember it now. But I don't know if it was more the sleep paralysis demons type stuff that was, which I think we all experienced a bit of that. Have you heard that? Aye.
Cracking that jar
I've
open.
never had like a
There's
pure
nagging
intense one,
back.
but,
I've got an absolute. I'll quickly, like there was one time and I was doing illicit substances, which I used to do quite a bit. Don't do that anymore because I'm a good boy. But there was like, I woke up, couldn't move, classic, felt like there was a weight in my chest, all that stuff.
Aye, can't move. Aye.
But there was a clock ticking in the background, and it was getting faster and faster, and then like I could like move my eyes, but I couldn't move, and I was trying to like scream because I was feared because the clock was picking up, and then I saw like a wee guy sat in the corner of my room, like just hunched there, like just like that, like just sitting, wasn't looking at me, just staring forward, like a wee gremlin looking guy, and he was just sat there, and I was just trying to scream, and I couldn't scream.
Do you know how that's insane? Like, that's like a common thing where you see like the wee gremlin guy.
Aye, in the corner.
I think that's fucking mental.
It's weird how it must. Maybe it's like a collective consciousness thing. Like it's just it's in there. Have you had any of that, Jay?
No, the wee gremlin guy, no.
The wee gremlin. It's something similar.
The bushes one I can actually remember, and I used to get it off a bad no long after I left school. I don't know, for ages. Like for a good year or two, I was like, I've got this sleep paralysis thing. Tell my mum about it, and she's like, "Oh, it'll be fine." Like, and it did end up alright. And I've not had it for years and years and years.
Aye,
Godspeed,
man.
man.
I remember the most, and it's off a potent. Was the same as you. Woke up and there was a clock ticking, and then was like that stapled to your bed where you can your eyes are the things that can move, and I could see my I could see my full room, and it had like a do you remember that?
I'm getting goosebumps because I know the story.
So I could hear screaming and a clock ticking, right? And the wardrobe moved like this to open up as if it was like a door, and it was on. I could see flames coming from the other side. My mum came through and said there was a guy down the stairs with a sword chopping folk up. I couldn't move. Mate, I couldn't move.
Aye. I remember you telling me this.
My idea with that.
That is amazing.
That was crazy. That
I've
because I think that was when I was like half still in a dream, and also at the same like because it wasn't like. That was like I was seeing my room, but I was also seeing a dream
like
lady.
the overlay.
Because it was like it was no sleep paralysis, like I just can't move, and maybe like there's something going on. Like that was like a falling. Like I was living in a dream for like 10 seconds.
Aye, but you're conscious at that point. Aye.
I've got a few for when I stayed in my mom's house, and I'm just going off like one that's as similar to yours. Was that I had like a dream inside a dream, right? So basically, I think I'd been drinking. I was doing something, I don't know, but I was 17, I was still at school, and I don't know what happened, but like I felt sick in my bed, right? I think I've told you this, Aaron, but I felt sick in my bed, right? So I was right, I ran to the toilet, and I put my horn on the toilet, and as soon as I put my horn on the toilet, I could feel a horn going on my horn. Then I woke up, right? So I was sick. I woke up. I was at the edge in my bed, like in a ball, and my ma came in, and I'm obviously like a wee ball, like a wee at the outside my bed. My ma comes in. What are you doing on the flare? What the fuck are you doing on the flare? Get up in your bed. Woke up, was in my bed. Actually woke up. So I'd like woke up for a dream or a nightmare, and an air nightmare, and then I was in my bed.
And I also turned it into the wee sleep paralysis.
I was the demon. Maybe that's what I was. It was actually me at the end of his bed, just staring at my mom that wasn't there.
Don't joke, you'll get him.
Honestly, the only other one I have is I used to, and I don't do it anymore, but I used to count to put myself to sleep. Kind of way folks say count sheep now, but I used to count to put myself to sleep. So like I mind one time, and this is why I don't do it. Because I was counting once, and I was like, in my head, and it was just like literally in my head. I'm not counting aloud. It's just 1, 2, 3. And it used to like I'd get to, I don't know what I'd get to, but I'd eventually fall asleep. Like past 10, then I'd fall asleep, and I got to like 10, and it was 11, 12, and I'm not joking. As I said in my head, a nerd voice, a deep as hell voice, 13, 14, 15. Mate, honestly, I have never ever counted my way to sleep again, because the sheeps that I was counting that were jumping their fences were jumping in my head, mate. They were jumping to get me.
That was whoever the shepherd of the sheep were. He came and goes, "Listen, you fucking
honestly, you're not sleeping tonight, boy. No way.
Counting my fucking sheep."
Honestly, man. Some of the stuff, man, but the sleep paralysis, like I've had that. I was after drinking a lot, man. I've had it like even like I've had like Lauren in the bed and stuff like that. And
they ones are weird.
And you're actually the lights are on and all that, and you wake up and you can't move, and you're like can't hang it. And they're just sitting like don't know scrolling TikTok or something, man. You can't move, and then you wake up and you're like, and they're like, "You alright?" And I'm like, just couldn't see him. I just had sleep paralysis. Oh, it's
trying to
mad,
scream for
man.
you.
I'm trying to scream for you. Why do you not help me?
It's so mad. I would love to experience it one last time because even though it's frightening, it's kind of cool as fuck.
It's cool.
It's a cool concept.
Terrifying, but
100%.
cool,
Aye,
man.
no great for you at all.
No.
No.
I think
Well, I didn't
I
need it, but-
nearly had it no too long ago, but then I've actually fell asleep.
See,
because it's either you, because I think there's one or two ways it can go, and I think I've had it before where it's nearly happened, but I fell asleep. But then there's also other times where it's like I've managed to like move my arm and snap myself out of it. Like you flick up your horn and you're like,
Yep.
you're like, fuck, I've just saved. You're like, I've just fucking saved.
That happens to me a lot. See if so I'm not a napper. I don't ever nap.
Me neither.
Right, but anytime, see if I used to fall asleep in the couch, there'd be a portion before I either fall asleep or wake back up where I wouldn't be able to move, and I would make a decision then in that moment where it was like, either I'm going into this realm, the sleep realm, but there's a chance it's like sleep paralysis. I'm going to sleep, or I wake up and I would like force myself up.
Aye.
And that would happen like with exes and stuff, like lying in bed together, and that would happen, and then they'd be like, "What you doing? You just like slap me, pretty much." Like you just like, and I'd be like, "Oh, I don't know," like, and then I'd be like, "Oh no, I was like falling asleep, and then I couldn't move, and like, and then I was fear."
I mind, like, sorry to hang you, but the reason that I don't get it anymore is because I used to get it like most nights, and it wasn't as bad as some of like the ones like some guy shouting 14, 15, 16 in my ear, but like
So scary.
Couldn't
I'm
be
gonna
it,
be
was
hanging
like-
about that a lot.
Mate, it was the freak because it's in my head. I'm hearing about
Aye.
my voice in my head, and then their voice. Even it was terrifying.
You're counting Skeletor's sheep.
Oh, mate, I was, man. but but there was, I mind like one time because I was sick. I couldn't sleep. I was struggling. It was every night. Like I would get it, and then eventually I'd fall asleep, and it was just like it wasn't ruining my life, but it was just a big pain to the point that like mind we used to say if you talk about it, you get it.
I know that
We
was
used
like,
to say,
aye.
I used to have to say
Aye.
sleep paralysis 3 times in my head so it wouldn't happen before I go to bed, right? I don't do it anymore because I've not thought about it. But it was that bad. But one night, I think it was here, like 2 years ago, when we first came in. It was either here at Bamboo Road. We started, like, I could feel it coming, and I said in my head, like, moan then. I was like, take me then, right? That's it. Like, just swearing and bawling in my mind, going out. Oh, go on you go, right? On you go. Like, hype myself up. And I'm not joking, it never happened again. I think I had like a wee jerk once.
You battled the demon and won.
I faced it. I literally turned round to the beast and went, I'm a beast here. Do you know what I mean? That's what I was saying, man. But it doesn't happen anyway. I'm no fear it, and it used to be if you fear it, it'll happen.
King guys will literally do anything instead of go to therapy, man. You fought the sleep paralysis and you think you won.
Aye, see,
you actually slayed the demon.
aye, like see the sleep paralysis demon. Like folk have like an image, maybe it's a gremlin, whatever. The sleep paralysis demon is actually just a mirror, and it's just you, mate. That's it.
So you've heard that here first, folks. Phone Bradley Reid if you need any sleep paralysis demons taken care
Aye, just say moan then 100
exercise.
times, and then they'll go away.
Poundland Ghostbusters.
of. He's offering an online course, £10 a month.
Here, I'll do it anyway to make cash. Why no?
No, that's too good.
I'll just sit in your ear, man. Moan then. You'll not take me.
Do you know what I was going to say to you? Because I when half pieced. Aye. How I was thinking about the Teletubbies episode.
Aye.
There's a nerd one you need to watch. I think I've spoke about it. Defo, maybe to Beanie before, but Defo to Airfolk, right?
Teletubbies as well, no?
90s animated BFG ending.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
I was
aye.
thinking about that earlier.
Key, that's one of
so
my
wild.
favourite films of all time, right?
I do like BFG though. It's the old one.
He racked by when
Is
it
that the
ended.
big trolls? Aye, we used to watch the
Oh,
videos. Aye.
is it not turned out he's tiny and the trolls are even bigger?
I would there,
Aye.
the giants are like great, but that used to give that my most. If you were to like tally up all my nightmares, the one that's the most is the fucking giants for that, particularly that one at the end because the army goes in, like the BFG lets them into his land, and the army all goes in.
Aye.
I feel like I
managed
can
to
remember it, like, we used to
they
watch a
managed to
little bit.
catch like a lot of them and like fucking slay them. That whole scene's scary in itself, right? But the fucking general guy goes back to the two captains and he's like, "Oh, well, no need that helicopter because there was only 8 of them. And he's like, funny, he said there'd been 9. And then they're like, oh, it's a BFG, you can't count. And then all you hear is a rah. And this one comes out and starts fucking flinging cause.
I can remember, but
different coloured eyes, a scar across his face.
mate, I'll need to go on YouTube because that could unlock something.
He obviously rolls fucking joint.
He's on the unbelief, man.
Honestly, see that scene. You can't be showing that to Wayne's. That isn't good.
It should be an 18 just for that scene.
Did any of you ever watch that Samurai Jack in Cartoon Network?
I remember it.
I remember it. I do remember it briefly. Like,
do you remember there was like an episode where he ends up finding this house in the middle of the woods and he like stays in it and it's got like fresh soup and that out from him, and then all the windows start to disappear, so he's like locked in the house. So I'm saying this, I don't know if this episode is real.
Like you've no checked this, but it's in there.
I can think because I can't find it. I can't find it.
Got to stick on your multiverse McFadgen.
I think I've made it up, but I remember really specifically there's one he's inside the house and then all the windows start to disappear and he can't get out, and there's like a voice haunting him.
Don't know. I can't remember.
It's like that Skinamarink movie, but I've no seen Skinamarink.
I've not seen that either, but the name rings up.
I need to watch that Skinamarink actually. And I think riveting stuff have actually been dropping there. What we'll do, we'll go for an actual mid-section break here and we'll come back with the recommendations for the week, my guys.
Thank you.
My guys.
It's just been
May angels lead you in.
You want me to go?
Go for it.
Welcome back to Disco Saloon. When we left you off, we promised you that we would be getting into our recommendations or weekly things. And so we'll start it off with Bradley.
Quote of the week.
Number one this week, brother. Well, I've actually got a few quotes this week, and they're awful films, but I don't know whether to just pick one and roll with it.
Pick one.
Right, okay.
Fuck one, marry one, kill one, go.
Right, it's kind of, I don't know. I'm one of the folk that kind of likes like ambition, even if it kills you, even though it's like so counterintuitive and all that. But I watched a film called Blackberry. I think I told you about it, and it's about the making, like the rise and fall of the guys that made the BlackBerry phone, and it's got Glenn Howerton in it for Always Sunny, who's like the best
goat.
Yeah, as the goat. Dennis Reynolds, like the
goat.
But there's a bit where Dennis Reynolds' character, who's like, came in to try and like make the company better. There's a spider on her floor, or a Jenny Longlegs. Sorry for the distraction. I had to say that. There's a bit where he's saying about trying to sell these phones or whatever, and the guy that makes the BlackBerry, his name's Mike. Mike something.
Mike Wazowski.
Aye, Mike Wazowski. But he's basically like, they're arguing about it being good enough kind of thing. He's like, no, we need these phones like yesterday. And he basically says, Mike, are you familiar with the saying, perfect is the enemy of good? And then he replies, well, good enough is the enemy of humanity. And I kind of liked it. But obviously the way Jay Baruchel said it was fake white hair and his glasses and that was just quite powerful, especially in comparison to the character. But I think what they're trying to say is that sometimes you need to strive for perfection, for something to be more than good enough, like for it to be bigger than the rest. And that kind of slapped a wee bit.
It feels like it's in the same realm as the film Whiplash.
Oh yes,
like that's. It feels very much like it's.
We
in
were
that
talking
realm.
about this earlier in the beginning scene and all that. Me and Jay at the gym, but I very much like perfect doesn't exist, so you have to just keep pushing and pushing. But that's kind of my quote of the week. Do with that what you will.
Choke for it.
What you saying? Floppy disk or hard drive?
The way he said it, and with Glenn Howerton, I'm going quite hard drive. I'm going like the big fat 20 gigabyte hard drive that used to be on my Xbox on the tappet. Quite brick, but not quite like concrete. Like get a maybe an 8 out of 10 for going out of 10 scale.
8? Fuck.
Get an 8. I think you need to watch the film for it to resonate more. So maybe that's bad in my hanging.
Maybe your scale's crazy. Maybe I don't understand I'm not the quote scale.
It kind of changes. Can I actually? I know I'm using day one quote, but our pal Aidan did give us a quote.
Shout Aidan.
He did give us a quote, and it kind of slaps. So the quote is, living with fear stops us taking risks, and if you don't go out on the branch, you're never going to get the best fruit.
And I fucking want that Kiwi.
And that is good.
And I'd love to add that was so that I would do an icon pack on FIFA. Which for the folk that play FIFA, they're like, you'll get that.
You have to sell your soul, man.
Aye. Funny, but quality quote.
Brilliant. Great quote. It's probably bigger than the one like above the one
it's probably
I gave it.
What rating?
And Brick, probably like
And Brick.
a good 9. Good 9 out of 10. I don't know what a 10 is. It probably would have to hit me in, but
Change your life, man.
Aye.
Aye.
I think there's a few, like, if I can think of one just off my head, again, it's we're still rolling here, but like, see Just Do It by Nike, it's just 10. Because it literally is like when folk think about talking and saying things you got to do stuff, it is just doing it. Like that's it. And it's been stapled there for years.
It's the ambiguity, you know.
Aye. Take what you want.
We like it.
Yep.
Who's going next?
Well, hit me.
Aye, go for it.
It's a wee
Hit me
bit
with the album.
album of the week.
Album
It's
of
a
the
wee
week.
bit different. It's a soundtrack for a
spin
film. A film I've not seen either.
Oh.
I've not seen it. And
That's
apparently it's good. I do. Apparently it's good.
I haven't seen it either.
Oh, well, I've definitely not seen it then.
So it's I think it's an A24.
Does seem like that kind of thing.
It's got that kind of vibe. Like it looks like it's been filmed on film.
Right,
It
okay.
looks nice, but the soundtrack's even better.
Oh.
Soundtrack's Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, 9 Inch Nails, essentially.
Right, okay.
I don't know how familiar you guys are with
No,
I
overly,
can-
but I know.
Wee bit, but you's
well, they done
definitely on that level,
Did they
man.
not do Social Network?
Social Network. They won the Grammy and that.
They
for
do
it.
a few.
They've got quite a lot. They've got
Got
quite a
rid of the
lot.
dragon tattoo and that.
What film was it, sorry?
Waves. Sorry, I didn't even say it. I don't know who
Waves.
directed it. It's for like 2018 or 2019, I think.
Waves.
It's about a son who gets into wrestling. Apparently, it's super tense. It's like a kind of whiplash kind of feel.
Ooh.
And the soundtracks makes it sound like that. But what's insane about the soundtrack? So I was listening to this with headphones on today. I was like cooking and that, just listening to it, and like halfway through like the tunes, you just hear somebody crying. Like, so there's just somebody like crying. So like all the track, it's all ambient. It's all like pianos, and it's just like
Nice.
sometimes it's just like frequency, but it's like super intense. And it gets to like, it builds up to a point where you're like, oh, fuck, like, actually, I feel like I'm about to step into the ring here. And it's you're starting to get like wound up, and you're like, something's not quite right. And then it cuts, and then it goes into like a mad piano. In fact, it's quite similar to, because they did some of the, like, we've all watched The Bear.
Yep.
So see like the moments where, like, the outside the restaurant in the opening night, when he's talking to the mum. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
And it's got that little piano loop in the back. So if you watch it back, you'll see it. It's proper like uneasy. It's like that the whole way through. It's really, really cool. And like I call it ambient works anyway, because I like to meditate to ambient music.
Nice.
But this was like, fuck, meditating to this.
Ah, you know.
This is pushing me
Not
over the
getting
limit.
that chill set.
Which I really liked, and then see like halfway through the tune with the crying, and it's quite like, it sounds like quite emotional crying. It's obviously just from the soundtrack, but it was like, oh fuck, that is like, it's giving me the shakes, man. Really good. And I've not had like an ambient record do that in a long time, which I really liked.
No, you need to watch the film.
I know I need to watch
I
the
was
film.
going to say, did you feel
Hopefully
like you
it
had
lives
like
up.
a
Well, see,
cinematic
it
experience?
makes me want to watch it. It
there you
reminds me a lot of the Social Network, because you know how it's got that boom, boom, boom. It's got that like little nice triplet. It's got a lot of that kind of sound.
Nice.
But, like, I like Nine Inch Nails because it's really dark and it's like super strange. Like Trent Reznor's a weirdo, like total weirdo, which I'm really into. And it makes me want to watch the film. So I was like, yeah, that's sick. That's obviously like the sign of a good soundtrack.
Aye.
If you're like, the sound is so cool, the film, even if it doesn't look cool, it's going to sound cool.
Aye,
You know what I
aye.
mean? But I
100%.
need to grab onto that, man.
What was your rating system? Because I kind of forgot.
I just went straight out of 10.
Did we all do it at 10?
I done like a percentage, I think.
And you done like a brick?
Aye,
like
but it was
diamond
kinda-
to
But
soft
it's probably
pillar.
just going to end up 1 to 10 in it, like something.
Yeah.
But I do like saying something's quite.
Mine
gets
should
me
be
right.
spoons out of 10. Anyway,
1
continue.
out of 10 tunes. Spoons.
So I'm recommending this, but obviously, like, I think a lot of folk listening to this will be like, well, I'm not going to just sit and listen to just sounds. Like, I love sounds. I just sit and I could
You're
listen
a
to
sound guy, but
In every way.
I could sit and just listen to like water trickle.
So you think?
So as a
watch the
recommendation, I would go watch the film
aye.
rather than for me personally. I would give it like a 9 out of 10 because I really
Ooh,
enjoyed
that's
it.
high.
I really enjoyed it.
High praise.
Waves.
Waves
is the film
soundtrack.
and
Trent
the
Reznor,
soundtrack.
Atticus Ross. Atticus is a wild name, isn't it?
That is.
That is a weird name.
What was it? How to Kill a Mockingbird?
Aye,
Aye,
that's
it's
what I was
Atticus,
straight
innit?
thinking there. Straight thinking.
Even Trent's a stupid name. Trent Reznor.
Trent Alexander.
Trent
Ah,
Reznor. But yeah,
It's
fucking-
explain the words.
yeah. So,
It's a bit manny, but who cares?
but yeah, my recommendation is probably watch the movie, even though I've not seen it. I might just watch it tonight. I might just go and
Yeah,
watch
right.
it.
That could be
Oh,
the play.
yeah.
Just do something wild like
Could
that.
be the play.
I think it's meant to be super tense, like kind of Whiplash kind of style. I
Aye.
think it's meant to be like that because it's about like a son who goes in vessels and gets like fucked up or something.
Aye.
So, something like that. But yeah, so
And that's not the
Class.
conscious sun in the sky we were talking about earlier.
No, no.
to bring
It's
it
an
back.
actual man with
Call
a dad.
back.
A
Double
boy with a
entendre.
father.
So 9 out of 10, but in terms of recommended to people,
Watch
like
the film.
5.5.
Class.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Sweet as a nut.
So there you go.
Cereal.
Cereal.
Well, speaking
Go
about
for
sweet
it.
things,
Be cereal right now.
Well, you've been getting a lot of engagement.
Because
about
we
this
put
cereal, man.
that clip up for episode 2.
Aye, folk love the
Thank
cereal
you to
chat.
everyone that
Aye, folk joke.
fucking was getting hyped about cereal. I didn't realise I could stir so many emotions up in folk with
Cereal
cereal, but folk
community.
were absolutely screaming for it. So decided this week to give the people what they want. Let the people see what they, whatever the fuck knows.
tell them about the fucking cereal
Tell them
now.
about the cereal. Talk to me about cereal. So obviously it will take me a while to work through. If I was to work through every comment in that we go, it'd probably take me a wee while, considering that some weeks I'd maybe end up just want to talk about my own shite.
Aye.
But I was just like, Kim, this week I've not really ate one specific cereal, so I was like, why do I know? Because every day that commented cereals that I knew about, I was like, I could talk about them. Like, I wouldn't even need to smell that cereal for a year, and I'd be able to just like,
Aye, you'd be able to like spit bars.
I'd be like, my eyes would roll back in my head, and I'd be like,
You'd be spitting milk.
I'd be like, see Timothy Chalamet like putting his horn into that box and he's like that. And I'm like hooked up to something, I would do that. But anyway,
You just come out and there's a spoon in your own.
aye. So long story short, I think it was Kyle Brown, it was Danny G, and it was so it was Danny, Kyle, and David. I think that were the three folk that I'm sure, if I forgot you and you're a Golden Nuggets member, I am off. Sorry. I'm sure that was the three bot that said about Golden Nuggets, but you'll know yourself if you said Golden Nuggets, then you're included in this. So I probably had Golden Nuggets not that long ago, because they're one of the ones where see if they're on club card price, you're like, doing it $2.50 or whatever, you're like, they're kind of good. The one thing about them I will say is they're one of the ones that are like victims to the sugar tax, that you'll see this in all UK cereal. They've made them smaller, they've changed the recipes,
Yep.
yada yada. They
Preach,
were so
brother.
good when we were younger. They were like big actual golden boulders, man, and it was like they taste like yeehaw. But
Prospect.
the prospect, I think it's Peter and Partner, and it's his donkey.
Is
And
that
his
what the
horse.
donkey's
Aye, Peter
called?
and Partner.
Ah, it's so good,
Partner
man.
with a D. And so they used to be better because they were like big golden boys, like golden boys. But now they're like
Curved
now they're like
squares.
small, either like curved, like we. They kind of knew, to be fair, look more like bits of gold than they used to.
Aye, aye.
If I'm going to be fair to them, but
Give
I
them
don't think that's
juice.
what they were going for at the time. I
aye.
don't know.
I'm wanting taste. I'm not giving a fuck what it looks like. What's it like when it hits my stomach? You know what I mean? Right, I'd say they're kind of like Weetabix in that they're all round just solid. Like I've not got any complaints about them. I think the milk is all right. It's decent. It's kind of sweet in that. Like it's probably like a 7 out of 10 for the milk. But then sometimes they do get a wee bit kind of soggy at the bottom. If you're not, I mean, I eat them fast as fuck, so I probably don't have that issue. But if you're a normal human being out there, then
Tanning
they're
bowls
probably
of
going to
cereal.
end up getting hella soggy at the end, which, and they're a bit kind of manky when it's that. But see honestly, if you fill a bowl up huge with golden nuggets and they sit there for maybe a minute or two, wow when they hit your mouth, man. That's like.
Could I ask you as a cereal connoisseur question? Because I used to do this. Did you ever, like, you'd have a bowl of cereal, right? So I used to have a bowl of Golden Grahams before they get cancelled, right? Or chopped off or whatever.
I think I know what
you know where this is going.
Gonna say.
So there was always milk left there.
Aye.
Have you surely when I mean like it's reloading in COD, you just reload the Golden Grapes, poof, and I'm telling you again, there is always milk still left there, and it's like triple golden Grahamness.
This is why I'm probably fat as fuck, because
if I say, "Oh, why a bowl of cereal?" you're going, "Aye." But bring the box, like, give me the box.
Well, it's never got that far, but I'm telling you now, it happens with Frosties. I notice it happens with quite bad, right? And see if I pour a big bowl of Frosties and I put a lot of milk into it, I can see me getting to the end and I'm like, I could probably get 2 more bowls out of this. And I've just, out of principle for I need to use this milk, I've seen me like reload like 2 times, and see after it you're lying or sitting or walking or whatever and you're like, my stomach feels like it's actually just about to explode. But it's see the milk you get at the end of the reload, rewind,
reloading,
remix. And
we need to coin that term, man. A cereal reload, man. When you just put the second bowl with the same milk. If that's not in the dictionary called, man, the Urban Dictionary, it must be added.
To finish my golden nuggies chat.
We'll get wrapped.
I think they're all round very solid, kind of James Milner vibes, like the Weetabix.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But they have that wee bit of like, they've got something to them, and because they used to be so good when they were younger, and the what's the person I'm looking for, the mascot person was so good in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling like, what did I get? I think Oreos were like a 7 out of 10, weren't they? Oreos 7, 7
noted it like a leaderboard.
Weetabix, I think I said what 8. Like
said an 8, aye.
And I feel like Golden Nuggets could also be on that 8, but I think back in the day or on their day they could also peak up near a 9, like kind of 8.6. But then maybe on some days they'd be doing a bit. But honestly, you get some bowls that aren't as sweet and there ones that are.
So you're saying the Golden Nuggets are like the same as like the average rating of like Breaking Bad?
Aye, and they probably get bumped up as well, because I remember, and this is shouting somebody out, and if I listen to this will be some laugh. Me and Big Dave gone to the midnight release of GTA 5 when he was 17, and he somehow managed to get it because he was like 6 foot whatever with a beard. me and him went to his house before that, and we ate a bowl. Wait till you hear this. This is diabetic as fuck. This is diabetes. We ate a bowl of Golden Nuggets and we put squishy cream on top. Anyway, enough about Golden Nuggets. 8 out of 10. Thank you for everybody saying Golden Nuggets, because they are a joke, and I'm happy enough to talk about whatever cereal. So I'll pass on to.
Keep them coming, the recommendations.
Keep them coming.
It's word on the street.
Keep the fucking recommendations coming hot, man. I'll eat I'll eat a fucking bowl of nails, bag of rusty nails. You know what I mean?
Jay will import for this podcast.
Oh no, I will import fucking anything, man. What we eating, man? A fucking bowl of cat's eyeballs or something, man. If you've got that fucking Graham's Gold Top milk, then why not? You know what I mean? Right, anyway, YouTube video of the week before I end up doing that.
There will be no bowl unturned, man.
I can't rusty nails fucking left unturned. Anyway, right,
I love
I'll
it.
pass on to you.
Bowl of cockroaches, man.
Fuck.
The cereals recommendations are my favourite bit, and it's not my bit. Right, so mine YouTube video of the week. So, and for this one, we maybe need to shuffle my rating system, which I suggested last week, but just because it's no as like mortality based. But anyway, the YouTube video is "What if humans are not Earth's first civilization?" The Cerulean Hypothesis by PBS Spacetime.
Yeah.
Oh, the PBS things.
Yes.
So, I can't do the thing. I can't do it.
If you're listening to this, just know they're all excited.
I can't do the thing.
And it would have been called a derogatory term if we were at school then now, but continue.
The video, I watched it actually earlier on the day, and what it is basically it's a look at the Cerulean Hypothesis, which was done by 2 actual real life scientists. They're what's it called? What's the guys?
Conspiracists.
Aye.
Like, they'll know that. They're two actual scientists.
Pseudoscientists.
Aye, are pseudoscientists. They're actual scientists. They're geologists, I think, is what they are. But basically, what they were saying is they wanted a scientific look to find out whether there was any way that we could tell, looking at the different layers, the geological record, whether no humans but a near human-like civilization or an industrial civilization could have existed before us, and looking at like the fossil record / the geologic record and finding out. Now, the bit that really blew my brain that I didn't know about is that every 500 million years the entire crust of the earth will have been swallowed by the earth and replaced with new crust. So we don't actually have any fossils that are older than 500 million years.
Holy moly.
So we don't actually have that. So like that, and that's not a fact. And what's fucked is that if we go extinct and a near species was to take care, develop intelligence,
They wouldn't care.
they would not know we were here, except on our layer, on the mantle that's getting built right now on the seafloor, we will leave specific residue on that mantle that will build up over time and get crushed down. And on the geologic scale, it might be like half a centimetre wide.
Aye.
Oh my
I've seen
God,
folk
man.
talking about that before, where it's like can
our
we-
slice.
Aye, our slice of the pie is like the
Is
thinnest
the
thing.
thinnest
aye.
thing
And we're
ever.
talking about the full
Aye,
existence of us.
aye. Like our full existence is so tiny
That is so
geologically.
good.
Like it's so
good.
insane. But basically, what they could in the future potentially looking back to our time, if they were trying to discover us, but there is, because buildings don't, like the pyramids won't be there in a million years.
No.
Like they will be gone. It will just be sand again, and that sand will probably get pooed down and replaced with something else. Like.
Merson, probably.
Like because all like the what they call the tectonic plates, like all that
Aye.
activity just poos it all down. But pretty much anyway, the video is really interesting, and it's pretty cool. The fact of the matter is, we probably couldn't tell, except like the wee biomarkers. So like our climate change and stuff that's happening right now,
Aye.
it is real. Like, so if you're one of the guys, get lost.
The earth is in fact round.
You're barking up the wrong tree there, pal.
But aye, pretty much we will leave stuff in there, and then not to talk about obviously like plastics and stuff, and there's certain chemicals that we've created that don't occur in nature, so they would be present, as well as like the stuff that's in the atmosphere that will eventually make its way down that we've put there. And the amount of time that the sediment would take to change would be quicker because we're an industrial civilization, rather say like we fuck the climate in like 500 years, but for that to happen when the dinosaurs were here, it would take 10,000 years. That takes up a bigger slice of the geologic pie. So
I was going to say, could be interesting if you were able to store information like that up above Earth.
that would be pretty cool. Do you know that, just in case?
Aye.
But I suppose.
So you can't store. So we can't store that information on Earth, but maybe if
But then, what is the orbital? We would need to get into the maths of the orbital range, because eventually gravity would put it down.
It would
Aye.
eventually,
It went the same way. Like eventually, like and we'll know. go
There's
into
probably
that.
like a crust around the space of the Earth that will just disintegrate.
Aye,
We're
that would just
actually probably
hang.
making it
How
right now.
how long's the video? I don't even know if we said how long the other videos were, but I
It's
mean,
20 minutes, so it's no one of my
good.
big
That's
barking things. So, and it's a science one this time. So I would say on my was it morbidity meter? So because it deals with space and also like geologic time, it is still quite like ooh, like it
quite
still
morbid.
has. So I'll get like a 65% on that scale. But in terms of just like interest and enjoyment, like give it an 80.
Aye,
I was
hell
gonna say, your
interesting.
scale could also probably be a curiosity scale because
Aye, it's maybe actually even better being like that. Like, I can have it, and then if it's
see
like
by the
true
sounds,
crime.
I think a lot of folk could maybe get into that, man, because that time.
You're going to
Aye,
need to send that to
defo,
me,
man.
because that is
Aye.
fucking with my heat.
I'll
man.
send it into the group
It's
chat.
straight stoner thoughts, but no
Aye, but no
from an
stain.
ex-stoner. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Aye, no
I
stoner.
know to bring this
100%.
back to God, but it kind of makes God insignificant, you know? It's
Aye,
like-
God's only really been about for 100,000 years,
And he's-
and Earth's been here for like 4 billy, like
Poor Billy.
fucked, man.
aye, which is
So
pretty
cracked.
cracked. So cool, but so aye, we'll get like an 80% on the curiosity, 85 on the curiosity,
Aye.
65 on the morbidity, just purely because it deals with such lengths of time. But aye, that's mine for the week.
Yeah, fuck with that.
Aye, 100%.
man.
I'm glad you enjoyed my recommendation.
That was
this
hard.
week.
It just
That
makes
went
me
so
think
hard, man.
it's wild that like see when we obviously see all these buildings and all that and like everything that we've built and since like the industrialization of the earth. Do you know what I mean? Like
Aye.
the fact like 300 years ago they just wouldn't have had
Aye,
things
and that's like the
that.
tiniest
Aye.
snippet.
Even at thousands of years, you go back 10,000 years, they're no building skyscrapers.
What
It's
it made
just-
me
it's
think
wild,
is
man.
it's funny how I feel like your recommendation thing weekly is kind of funny. Well, no funny, but like it can be funny or it can be like
Aye.
it's a wee bit less fucking buck wild. His needs to be pretty kind of serious. Like it's like basically reviewing a piece of art
Aye.
sort of thing.
Mhm.
Serious
Mine's
but
is
chill.
Mine's is fuck.
Yours is
And
fun.
then yours get back to being more like his.
Aye,
Your
aye.
views are kind of like so it goes like wacky.
That's
even though,
vague,
like,
man.
oh,
Respect.
ratty. Respect.
I would love to put in the same category as Bean Man.
Aye,
every
me
time.
too. Me and McKay.
It depends how deep we go on the quotes, but because we can end up hitting it with the Socrates and the. Do you know what I mean? You can go
Aye.
that far. Like the will.
There
I
will
could
be
be coming
times.
in with Abe Lincoln quotes. Do you know what I mean? That's he's talking about slavery. Do you know what I mean? I
MLK
can
and
come
all
up with
Aye,
that,
and
man.
I can't eat a bowl of golf teas. So. Anyway, if
You're
anybody,
See if somebody's ate a bowl of cereal, you're eating their teeth, man. Get what I
Aye.
mean?
well, Ken, at what point does it not become a bowl of cereal? Because technically it just hangs inside a
But
bowl
that's,
with milk.
what's,
Like,
what's
what
that
makes a
hang
bowl
with
of
the
cereal?
boat? If every plank of wood, if a boat
Aye.
hangs and every plank of wood gets changed separately or individually, is it still
So
the
if
same
you take
boat?
if you take all the ingredients out of cereal but still keep it something that
Because you can never fully wash out a bowl. If I wash a bowl of cereal, or a bowl that I've ate a bowl of cereal, there's going to be residue for the previous bowl of cereal. So really, if you're using the same bowl for every bowl of cereal, if you've got a favourite bowl, you're having like hundreds and hundreds of cereal all at once.
Anyway, if you've got to this point, leave a fucking golf tea in the comments of the YouTube thing. Let's send us a golf tea.
What
'cause
kind
then
of
we'll ken
golf
if
tea
you've
would you like?
listened to
A bowl of golf tea, like Titleist, or what you think?
it. And
'cause
who wants to?
Jay will tan them.
You want to do an outro or you want?
Oh, yeah, okay. Are we finished then, eh?
Aye,
Don't know,
that's
I
how it's
What's,
going to.
what kind of time are we on?
Well, we're on like
Aye.
Nah, we're hitting it.
well ahead of an hour.
Aye, cool.
Let's get it wrapped, baby.
So we'll wrap it up. Cool.
It's been
Episode
real.
3, it was class.
Aye, episode 3. Looking
Free
forward to the next
Palestine.
one.
Only good races are dead racist. And love you guys. Just love you guys. It's alright to love people, you know what I mean?
Oh,
100%.
So, yeah.
I love
cool.
my
We've got
boys.
a band doing hashtag It's Okay to Talk.
That's my guy.
Hashtag Andy's Man's Club.
That's my guy.
Represent.
So, say
So,
how are you at your pals and be nice and
aye, be sound with each other.
Don't do
Okay,
it
man.
now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. Love you lots. Thank you for tuning in if you're here.
Yep.
Much love.
Bye.
See you in a bit.
Much love.
Much
Adios, my
love.
guys. Don't get any scalps after golf tees. Bye bye.
Bye.
Au revoir, mon ami.